YouTubers! I am legit excited about this video. So these are the sequin pillows. So you brush up and they're one color and you brush down and they're another. What we are going to do today is we're going to use those brand new infusible inks from Cricut, and we are going to personalize one. So this is a little Doxy I drew. He's up on the webpage. You probably either seen or heard my two little ones. I have two Dachshunds. And so we put them on a sequin pillow and you can brush up and you brush down. How freaking cool is that? And honestly, it's really easy to do. So let me go show you what you need. All right, so we are doing this with Cricut's brand new infusible ink. Now, basically this works like sublimation, and what sublimation is on certain coated substances, polyester is the big one. When you heat it up, because you have to heat this up for a long time and at a high temperature, it opens up the coating, the polyester, and it chemically bonds this to it. So it won't ever come off. And like this little Doxy that's on here now, I'm not ever going to scratch him off. He's here. And in theory, you can even bleach it, bleach like a sublimated shirt, and it shouldn't come off. I haven't tried that, but in theory, that's what's supposed to happen. So, and I really like the idea of this. I really want a sublimation printer, but they're kind of a pain. You have to set up a color profile. You have to make sure they're maintained if they dry out, things like that. And so I like this for if I have an idea like the pillow that I've seen on Instagram, I can do this now with these guys and not have the expense or the pain in the butt or trying to find a place for a sublimation printer. Doesn't mean I still won't buy one somewhere down the way, but I really do like the idea for this. So right now these are only available at Michael's. I think eventually they're supposed to be available more places, but right now you can either order them offline. Mine shipped from California, so they took forever to get here. So keep that in mind. So this, you will need some heat tape. I bought this off Amazon, and I'll leave the links to everything down below. This is probably cheaper than Cricut stuff. And then you're going to need these pillow blanks. And so what they are is one side is one color, and then the other side has to be a light color. So either this white one will work, or the silver ones are supposed to work as well too. Okay, so this one's silver and blue. So, but it has to be a light color. You can't do this on a dark color. It won't work. And the other thing is, so this was the first one I did, and it ended up with a lot of white in here. So what I did with this one is I made sure that I've moved all the sequins around. I was so excited to finally get home and try all of this that I just sticked them in the heat press to see if you'd melt. So I didn't actually mess with any of the sequins. So we're going to see if you mess with them first, if you'll get less of the white. But these are actually fairly nice pillowcases. They're $5 to $8 a piece, which isn't too bad. They don't come with the inserts. You can buy the inserts off Amazon, or they were actually cheaper last time, like if you go over to Walmart. And they have a soft coating. The only weird thing is that the seams, the zippers, are on the side, which I think is weird. But they are zippered. They are zippered. And then if you have one of these that's just randomly the wrong, you do fairly well if you just kind of push them up and pull them back down. So you're also going to need butcher paper. I ended up just buying a roll. They do give you a couple of sheets, and I think kind of depending on your project, they can kind of get a little funky and you have to get rid of them. This one didn't do so bad, but some of the other ones I've seen on YouTube, they can get ink on them. So I just bought a roll. I figured it was probably cheapest off Amazon, and you will need a design. So let's go set it up in the software. All right, so this is the page with the Amazon, this is the Amazon page with the pillow blanks that I bought. And I wanted to tell you real quick, this iridescent one, that's iridescent on one side and white on the other, if you do buy this one, the iridescent isn't dark enough to hide the sublimation or the transfer, so you'll be able to see your design for it. So translation, don't buy that one. And it only works on the light colors. So like none of that one. Or none of this. It won't transfer. So this is pretty easy. You bring in your design into Silhouette. And what I have been doing is I like these circles because I think it fills up the pillow really well. Because the pillows are 14 by 14? 16 by 16, and your piece of paper is 12 by 12. So I think the circle kind of fills it up really proportionally. And then I've been using the corners for extra designs. So this is the one we're gonna do, and I'll put this design up there in case anybody wants them. They're fairly easy to make. It's just a circle. Hold down the shift key. Is it the shift key? Yeah, it's the shift key. And then, oh, we have an oval now. But hold down the shift key and then you can fill it in with any color and then write whatever you want to in it. And then go over here to the modify panel and then subtract all. And what will happen is it'll cut it out from your circle or your oval in this case. And that's what I did here. So that way you get the maximum amount of color on your pillow and minimum amount of weighting actually. So, and then what I did here is I just put hearts in the bottom and then you can copy and paste them. And then that way, that's the center of rotation that has decided to do that. And then that way you're kind of maximizing your piece of paper, so we're minimizing kind of waste. Because yeah, they are expensive. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that one. They are expensive. The 2 sheets are like $13 and then the 4 sheets are $17. So they are pricey. Won't pretend that they aren't. So, and then the big thing is to mirror him. Because basically at this point he's kind of working like HTV. So, and make sure all of our little hearts are still in here. So I just right clicked right there and clicked flip horizontally and that will make him flip. So, and this is a hand letter design. I will put it up on the webpage just in case anybody else wants to be a Georgia girl. And then we'll hit send. And since this is an imported SVG, we're going to have to select all and then hit cut. And I set up a custom material. I've called it Cricut Ink. So I have a blade of 5 and I just grabbed the blade off my desk. So I don't know if it's a brand new blade or if it's an older blade. I don't actually know. Speed of 3, a force of 20, and 1 pass. You can probably actually, I think I upped the force because my doxies were little. In this design over here, see my doxies are really little. So this works a lot like cutting paper. So if you want a small detailed design, it's best to slow down your material. But none of this is very detailed. So we probably can up the speed to 5. I don't know. The thing is it's expensive, so you don't want to run a risk it. It's not like, you know, $1 piece of vinyl. So we'll probably just leave it at 3. And then basically we're just going to put our piece of ink onto our mat and put it through the machine. All right, so this is my regular cutting mat I've been using right now. You can use whatever regular cutting mat you have. The Cricut one does not have any special powers. So it comes out in a black tube and it's been really rolled up, which makes it kind of a bit annoying to deal with. So, and then this one has 2 colors in it, the buffalo plaid and the black. The black is what I'm after. It's not the most exciting color choice, but my pillow is red and black because I'm a UJ girl. Now, this is, Cricut has put in here, I guess, some of their polyester. Now, I will give them credit. These polyester shirts are really nice because I ordered a polyester one off Amazon and there's no way I'd actually wear it. It is the itchiest thing on the planet. They are not cheap though. They're $10 a pop. And then they only go to extra large. If you want any size above that, then you have to go online. Toddler sizes are apparently missing right now too. But for being polyester, they do feel really nice. I will give Cricut credit for that one. And the deal with this is the more polyester, the more vibrant the colors will be. If there's less polyester, the more muted the colors will be. Depending on the look you go for, sometimes it's not so bad if you want like a watercolor effect. If it has less than, I don't know if it's 50 or 65%, it needs to either be 50 or 65. I would say probably 65% polyester for it to work. If you slap this on a cotton shirt, it will come out. If you put this on a dark shirt, you won't see it. I promise you it will happen. No need to test it out. So they give you some butcher paper, and then these are my two things. So this is my solar pad, and then this is my black that looks really brown. Now they even show you on the box, see before press and after press, and even my little doxies, these are my extra ones. This is the orange before, and this is the orange after. So what happens is when it gets heated up, it is really vibrant. But they're kind of really rolled up and kind of annoying. I even actually undid these and put them under a biology book to see if they would kind of help. And they've got a coating on the back, but they're still kind of annoying. So because it's got a coating on the back, even though it's kind of paper, you can get away with a fairly sticky mat, unlike real paper. And I have cut my Cricut mats so that they line up with my silhouette. Alright, so it's done cutting. Before you pull this thing off of here, go and pick at it and try to weed something and make sure that it is cut. If it hasn't, go send this puppy back through, because it's too expensive to kind of wing it. There we go. Also, this is what I've been using to weed. It's actually a Cricut tool, and it's just a stabby picky thing. And I actually really like it. I've also turned on the heat press so that it can warm up, because it takes it a minute to get to 400. We're going to do this for 400 degrees for a minute. And it takes it a while to get there. And just kind of take your time when you're weeding. Alright, so I am done weeding. And now what you want to do is you want to flip it over and pull it off of your paper. Don't just pull it off or you're going to have, it's going to curl. It'll probably still curl a little bit, but it'll curl less if you do it this way. And then what I'm going to do, cut these hearts off. And these hearts we can use on something else. And then the rest of this we're just going to peel off. And so this is what we will end up pressing onto our pillow. So what I'm going to go do is we're going to go over to the heat press. And we're going to heat press this puppy. And see if we can get out this seam. It's sent to you folded up in a little tiny bag like this. So we're going to press it and get this seam out real quick. And then we're going to heat tape it into place. Alright, so I'm over my heat press. It is warming up right now. I have butcher paper on the bottom, mostly because everybody else I saw had something on the underneath their design. I didn't need it. This is the one from last time. It's completely clean, but better safe than trying to figure out how to get it off the bottom of a heat press. And my heat press is just warming up right now. And then I'm going to put another piece of butcher paper on top. Now, I've made sure that the zipper, here he is outside of my heat press. I don't want to run the risk of melting it. I also do not have a pressing pillow in. And all we're trying to do right now is to get all the sequins to lie flat. That's my dog. And to get rid of that seam. So probably 15 seconds or so. And it's still a little noticeable, but it's pretty out of there. So let's go back over to the table. All right, so we're back over to the table, and you will need the heat tape for this. Now, with the coasters, we didn't need the heat tape because this is sticky and it'll stay in place. This will not stay in place on this. And then we're going to tape it down and tape it down on all 4 sides. If you don't, there's a risk that it will move and it will create a thing called ghosting. And what ghosting is you have kind of like a shadow behind your image. And I was right, this heat tape is cheaper than Cricut's. It's $5 for 2 rolls. When I did my first one, I was so excited to try this, I didn't even worry about it. Now I'm sitting here sweating it. Alright, so here it is. I'm a fan of more tape rather than less tape because you don't want to ruin your expensive pillow blank or your transfer. Because once we heat it, it's done. You can't reuse it. So more is better. We're going to heat the heat press up to 400 degrees for a full minute. It's a little scary. And then we're going to be done. It will be hot as all get out when you pull it off the heat press, just so you know. So I left mine on warming up for a while because I found if I did it the minute it hit 400, it had a harder time staying at 400. So it's been on and at 400 for a while. I must say it is glorious to do this in Georgia in the summer too. Yippers. So we close and hope we don't melt anything. Alright, so it didn't stay at 400 degrees, so I let it go for a couple more seconds past that. So basically, once it gets cool enough for you to touch it, peel off and see what you have. How cool is this? How funny is that? We have the imprint of the sequins on the piece of paper. So there it is. Now it does still give a little bit more white than I would like, even though we kind of moved them around this time. But how cool is that? I have a personalized sequin pillow. It's not going to come off. And it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like you cut it out and you put it on the heat press and that was it. So, and you can probably do these for less than 20 bucks all in with the Cricut sheets and this pillowcase and a cover. So you can make a really personalized, really cool present that isn't going to come apart in a couple of minutes. So, I think this is the coolest thing ever. So, any of my friends watching, be amazed when you get one at Christmas and humor me. So, if you have any questions, let me know. Drop a comment down and I will attempt to answer it. And please like and subscribe to our channel. And I'll be back with another video soon.